The story begins at the realm of Kangaming, where the four immortals established their sects. No disciple has ever reached the 99th step of the Jade Heaven Stairs, nor has anyone passed the 9 Heavens Tribulation Annihilation Array set by Empress Liion. But today, history will be rewritten. Someone daring enough to climb has come. A young man named Lin is climbing the Jade Heaven Stairs. But he is not your average man. He is a guy with a system, and this system of his is helping him to climb it. As he was going up, the system notified him that to break the 9 Heavens Tribulation Annihilation Array, the system needs to consume 23,333 rage points. As he reached the top, the system had already broken 80% of the array for him. The 9 Heavens Tribulation Annihilation Array's formation is very huge and looks very difficult to break. But not for our protagonists. As he touches the formation core and spells disperse, that huge formation immediately starts to break. It starts to shine brightly as it was breaking from inside, and light from the other side starts coming at him. All was fine until the ground starts to glow. Lin realizes that something is wrong, but it was already late. With a powerful force, he goes flying from the 99th stairs and lands on the Immortals' established sect. Landing softly is not for our protagonist because Lin hits the ground with his face. He was lying on the ground, very tired, thinking if he had passed the 4 Immortals assessment or not. Suddenly, he hears a voice asking him how did he pass the assessment. At first, he gets surprised by that question, but then he remembers that only those who reside in the realm of Kangaming are immortal masters. He looks up to ask that person about their identity, but little did he know he was going to see heaven today. The one who was standing in front of him was a beautiful red-haired girl named Yan Yu. Seeing her sit like that, Lin has many thoughts, but he controls his imagination. He thought, could she be one of his future masters? But she doesn't seem much older than him. Yan Yu asks him to answer her question first. She was suspicious of him because at his current cultivation level of the body refinement first stage, it's impossible for him to climb the Jade Heaven Stairs, let alone pass through her sister's 9 Heavens Tribulation Annihilation Array. Lin didn't think of an answer that how did he break the formation. He cannot say that he has a system and it helps him in it. As he was not answering, she was getting more and more suspicious of him. There was no way out, so he decides to play dumb. He asks her, didn't she see it with her own eyes how he passed? Well, there was another reason why he cannot tell her about the system because the system already warned him to be careful what he says. Otherwise, he will be punished by heaven and die immediately. He understands the system's warnings and decides to keep it a secret. As Yan Yu was not getting any answers from him, she guesses herself that it was because the Jade Heaven Stairs and the formation have been neglected for so long. Lin only laughs as he has to hide his secret. Yan Yu stands up and tells him not to move from here. She will go and report to the 3 senior sisters. Then Yan Yu disappeared into the fireball. After she left, Lin starts to think that if his future masters really want to know how he broke the formation, how should he explain it? But suddenly, the system notifies him that on his left side is the Immortal Condensing Pool, an ancient sacred spring condensed from the essence of the cold moon. It takes 10 years to form a drop, and it can strengthen the essence and preserve vitality. Seeing this message from the system, what do you think Lin did? He immediately jumped in the pool because a treasure like this cannot be missed. After he jumped in, his cultivation started to rise second by second, from body refinement first stage to body refinement second, third, fourth, and so on. On the other hand, Yan Yu got back to her other immortal sisters. Now, I will introduce you to Lin's 4 masters. First is red-haired lowly master Yan Yu. Second and most senior one is Empress Liion. Third one has fox appearance, so we will call her Fox Master. And lastly, we have blue-haired master who don't speak much, so we will call her Fairy Master. As Yan Yu arrived, Empress Liion asked her if she met the apprentice. Yan Yu said yes, she has, and he's quite handsome, but something is wrong. Hearing that, Liion asked her what she meant. Fox Master added that Yan Yu usually speaks so directly, so why is she stuttering? Fairy Master was just listening to them. Yan Yu told them that Lin is really strange. She sits beside the Fox Master and continues that he's just at the body refinement first stage. But he managed to climb the Jade Heaven Stairs and inexplicably broke the 9 Heavens Tribulation Annihilation Array. Is that even possible? Fox Master laughs and said that if that's the case, their disciple must be 1 in a million with such extraordinary luck. Yan Yu said she suspects he cheated, or there was a mistake in the 9 Heavens Tribulation Annihilation Array due to its long disuse. Fairy Master explains to Yan Yu that the 9 Heavens Tribulation Annihilation Array doesn't make mistakes. Yan Yu said this kid is too out of the ordinary. Well, Senior Master Liion ends this conversation by saying that since he passed the assessment, He is their disciple. Fox Master, with a cunning smile, said she can't wait to meet their little disciple. Then sometime later, Yan Yu comes back to where she told Lin to wait for her, but he was not there. Yan Yu gets angry, asking where he is. Didn't she tell him not to wander around? Suddenly, Lin comes out of the Immortal condensing pool. Seeing him in the Immortal condensing pool, Yan Yu gets very angry at him. Lin gets a little surprised to see her back with the other two masters. Yan Yu was burning in anger, asking Lin how dare he bathe in the Immortal condensing pool. Because she was that angry, Lin gets 500 rage points. When Lin sees her that angry, he realizes that Yan Yu has a short temper. Lin smiles because he suddenly had an idea. He starts to rub his back and said, "What's wrong with taking a bath? I value cleanliness. I shower every day. Not only do I want to bathe, I want to scrub." He was acting like that, but inside he was praying to the system to not let his efforts go to waste because he is risking his life to provoke others. Hearing what Lin said, Yan Yu gets more angry. The system congratulates Lin because he has angered the 9-leaved sword god Yan Yu and gained 9,000 anger points. At the same time, due to Lin's shameless behavior, the system is giving him the divine extermination technique. This can be used as empty-handed defense against a blade, able to completely resist any attack. Cooldown time is 7 hours, and it can last for 1/4 of an hour. The rewards were good, but Yan Yu, in her crazy demon form, was standing in front of Lin to kill. Seeing the information, Lin asks the system that the empty-handed defense against a blade, isn't this a bit risky? The system laughed and said it's absolutely correct, only those who use it will know. Lin asks the system if it isn't provoking too much hatred. Didn't it say the rewards depend on the degree of provocation? He is standing in front of 4 Kangaming fairies. He needs something more impressive, like the Divine Rod Heavenly Retribution or something. The system told Lin to please don't underestimate the system's judgment. The system was invisible, so for others, it looks like Lin is talking to air. Seeing it, Yan Yu gets more angry and asks Lin to hurry up and get out of the pool. Hearing her, Lin said, "Alright, I'm coming out now." He stands up and comes out of the pool. Lin's long dong was excitement. Seeing it, Fox and Fairy Masters get very embarrassed and start blushing. Seeing it, Yan Yu gets very embarrassed. She covers her eyes, asking Lin why he stood up. She told him to put on clothes. Now Lin has nothing to be embarrassed about. With a straight face, Lin said, "It's you, Master, who told me to stand up." Yan Yu gets very angry by Lin's reply. Fire starts to form around her. She shouted that there's no way she could have a disciple like Lin. She pulls out her black sword from thin air. Her black sword was burning in flames, and a fire beam was coming out of it. She throws her burning sword towards Lin. Other masters try to stop her, but it was already late. Lin was shocked to see her suddenly attack him. Yan Yu's black burning sword, while coming towards Lin, turned into a huge angry fire phoenix. Seeing it coming his way, Lin wide opened his arms and used the empty-handed against the blade technique. Yan Yu's sword hit him with full force as the water in the pool almost dried because of the heat. But instead of being happy, Yan Yu was shocked at how this was possible. Right before that blade touched Lin, the system activated the empty-handed against the blade technique. Lin caught Yan Yu's sword with his bare hands. At that moment, Senior Master Liion arrived after sensing Yan Yu use her power. She told Yan Yu to step back. Fox Master and Fairy Master backed off as they knew how fearsome Liion's anger is. Seeing her, Lin took a sigh of relief, saying, "Master, that was close. I almost got incinerated." On the other hand, Yan Yu was very shocked. She could not understand how a body refinement first stage could block her blade. Liion again angrily called her, and in her fear, disappointed, Yan Yu also backed off. She called back her sword, and with strong force, it flew back to the summoning space. Now Empress Liion was angry. She asked Yan Yu if she was daring to disobey her orders. As a punishment, she told Yan Yu to go back and write the Cleansing Heart Sutra 500 times. Yan Yu was very embarrassed because she was punished in front of her disciple. A system notification came, congratulating Lin that he got 10,000 rage points because Empress Yuan Jinniao is furious. She is destined to dominate the heavens and earth, becoming unrivaled for all eternity. And because of that, the system will now activate an epic level reward, the Kainkun Divine Body. Lin was surprised to see this sudden notification because he couldn't understand why he got this reward as he was not the one who angered Empress Liion. The system explained to Lin that even indirectly causing her anger counts as his achievement. Then the system told him that the Kainkun Divine Body is ranked first on the Divine Body rankings. It grants a 100-fold increase in comprehension and cultivation speed. According to ancient legends, those who possess the Kainkun Divine Body will eventually become the ruler of the 3 realms. Lin was shocked to hear that, asking if this is even possible. On the other hand, Empress Liion told the other masters that to successfully climb the Jade Heaven stairs and pass the 9 Heavens Tribulation Annihilation Array trial, from now on, Lin will be their direct disciple and the future lord of the Kangaming Holy City. The matter is settled, and they will announce it publicly in front of the whole sect. She looked directly at Lin and asked him to come back with them to the Kangaming Divine Hall. Fox Master said, "Good disciple, in the future, I will educate you well." Fairy Master told him that she will prepare the necessary scrolls for his studies. Yan Yu, with an annoyed expression, asked Lin to put on his clothes and catch up to them. Lin immediately dressed up and followed them. Then at Union Pavilion, the place in the Kangaming Divine Temple where guests are received, Empress Liion announced that before the formal apprentice ceremony, Yan Yu will instruct Lin. Yan Yu was shocked to hear that. She pointed at Lin and said, "Elder sister, you know me well. I'm not good at teaching." Now she gets angry even when she sees Lin. He got 500 free rage points because of that. Empress Liion explained to Yan Yu that it's precisely because they don't get along that they need to temper each other's characters. She told Yan Yu that it's her final decision. She took Lin to familiarize himself with the Kangaming Divine Temple. He doesn't need to do the assignments she has given for the next few days. Yan Yu sits in disappointment with a very sad expression. She said, "Whatever elder sister says, Yan Yu will do," but her attitude immediately changed when she talked to Lin. She gave a disgusting look to Lin and asked him to let's go. Lin obediently followed her because this was what he wanted. He knows that his little master who loves to get angry will definitely give him free rage points. When they left, Fairy Master got worried for Lin. She said, "Elder sister, Yan Yu has a straightforward and simple nature. She is not a match for my little disciple." Empress Liion told Fairy Master that the Kangaming Divine Temple has been too quiet these years, so this is a chance to inject some vitality. Hearing that, Fairy Master understood what Empress wants to do. Fox Master gave a cunning smile and said, "Our little disciple has many secrets. Life in the future will be very interesting." She was enjoying this moment very much. Seeing her like that, Empress realized that she is definitely going to do something. Well, on the other hand, Yan Yu is showing all the immoral place to Lin. While following her, Lin starts asking her questions like who built the Kangaming Divine Temple, when did she become one of the 4 immortals, and if second master really a fox. He was asking her questions one after another to make her angry. Yan Yu replies that she doesn't know. She was controlling her anger, but Lin was very annoying. She shows him Chang'an Pavilion, where books are placed. Seeing this, Lin thought it's a good time to check out new classics because he has almost finished reading all the books in the Outer Sect library. He called her 4th Master Yan Yu and asked if he can go in now. Yan Yu turned around and told him that after she showed him around, he still has homework to do and she doesn't have time to wait for him. Lin was a little disappointed. Then Yan Yu showed him the Jigsaw Hall where everyone does meditation. Then she showed Yuyang Pavilion, which is her big sister's private residence. Hearing that, Lin got excited. Suddenly Yan Yu told Lin that her sisters say he is the son of destiny, but she completely doesn't believe it. Lin was little surprised but told her that they should focus on touring the temple. Yan Yu said yes, but she only brings true direct disciples for the tour. If he passed the assessment using any mean tricks, Lin will bear the consequences. How can he withstand a move from her? She has already reached the realm of refining gods, which is 6 realms and 54 steps higher than Lin, so does he think she is a fool? Lin confidently said yes, I can do it. After all, I am the son of destiny. Lin was that confident because he knows that she must be suspecting that he used some trick to block her attack without any weapons. But she has no evidence. With a suspicious look, Yan Yu looks at Lin and asks if he is telling the truth. Lin again confidently said yes. Seeing Lin not hesitate, Yan Yu turns around saying, "We have plenty of time to verify, so I really want to see how long the luck of the Son of Destiny can last." When Yan Yu was walking away, Lin followed and told her that girls who get angry often enter menopause early. Well, as you don't know what menopause is, Yan Yu also doesn't know what it is. She asks Lin, and he tells her that it's a terminal illness. Those who suffer from it often feel depressed, have surging anger, sleepless nights, acne on their faces, and baldness on their heads. In worse cases, they may grow a beard and have a flat chest. He was pointing at Yan Yu. He said, "4th Master, adding your bad temper, I'm afraid it will be hard to find a husband for you." Hearing Lin, she gets very embarrassed and angry. Because of that, Lin gets 5,000 rage points. She again pulls out her black sword and says, "Lin, the day I shrink is the day you become shorter." Seeing her, Lin gets scared. He asks her not to forget what Senior Master instructed. He advises Yan Yu to be careful not to make Senior Master angry again. Hearing that, Yan Yu stops and controls herself. Still, she was angry, and Lin gets 20 rage points. Seeing it, Lin realizes that the crazy master is particularly concerned about the size of her chest. She actually has 5,000 rage points for that. But she is not so concerned about threats. What Lin understands is that she cares about physique. This gives Lin a new idea to get rage points. Now he knows what he needs to do. He calls her again. In anger, Yan Yu asks him what's the matter. Lin points at her and while laughing says, "Master, it doesn't affect you because you are born flat." Well, Lin thought he could threaten her again. But this time he has already crossed the line. Yan Yu was so angry that this time 10,000 rage points come out. Because Lin could say anything, Yan Yu pulls out her warning ruler. She raised it and shouted, "Lin, no one can stop and save you from me." Well, that was the day Lin almost saw the heavens. Then the next day, Lin was in the kitchen demonstrating his knife skills. He was cooking multiple dishes at the same time. He was cooking for his masters who were waiting at the dining table. He served the dinner at the table and asked his 4 masters to taste it. When they lifted the pan, a golden light comes out of the bowl. All 4 of his masters were surprised to see it. Lin prepared different dishes for them. Fox Master asks Lin about that light from earlier. What was it? Lin doesn't explain and asks them to try the dishes first. Little excited to see the food, Empress Liion asks others to start eating. As they take a bite, every one of them was very shocked. It was something they never had before. They could not even speak and continued to eat. Empress Liion said, "Not bad, it's been a long time since I've tasted something like this." Fox Master compliments, saying that the sensation is like the phoenix reborn from the ashes. Fairy Master said that with each bite, the spiritual energy inside her can't help but stir, like the feeling of breaking through a realm. Yan Yu said she understands now, this can bring infinite happiness to people. All 4 of them were very satisfied by the food Lin made. Empress Liion asks him where did he learn these 4 dishes. Well, to bring out the perfect freshness of the chicken, you must delicately stimulate the sweetness it carries so that even after adding seasoning and side dishes, the chicken can maintain its original flavor without being overshadowed by the sauce. This was Lin's food secret, but he doesn't reveal it. He said it's love that makes his dishes this good. Fox Master praised Lin, saying she is very satisfied. Lin called Yan Yu and asked her if he is considered qualified. Yan Yu doesn't want to admit and told him to sit down and eat quickly. After eating, he should go back to his room and practice well. After the dinner, Lin goes to his room. Suddenly he got a system message that made him angry. Based on the information he has, angering or provoking others can earn points, but he can't be angered, or he will lose a significant amount of rage points. Lin asks the system what is this for. Does it want Lin to be completely calm and desire less? When he calms down, he starts looking at the system's functions, wondering when these functions will be unlocked. He asks what functions do they have. The system told Lin that basic functions can be unlocked in the shop. Hearing that, Lin gets happy, asking if he can buy anything from a store. Does it include things from his original world, like modern medicines and weapons? System with confidence asks Lin what does he want to do. With a serious expression, Lin asks the system which is more powerful, technology or immortal techniques. He asks the system to just tell him if they have modern weapons or not. System told Lin that they do have it. It told Lin that corresponding items consume corresponding points. Such large-scale weapons may require astronomical points. After Lin confirmed that they have it, Lin again asks the system which is more powerful, modern weapon or his 4th master. System dodged Lin's question, saying the system database currently lacks data for such a comparison. The host can try in the future. The system didn't tell him anything. Instead, Empress Liion heard Lin talk about it. She was shocked to hear that and reacted like she knows what and he is talking about. Lin got surprised to see her there. Empress Liion said it's nothing. Well, Lin was very surprised after he see Empress Liian's reaction. He thought could even Master be from the original world. Empress Liion takes out the Illusion Song Talisman and told Lin that she originally planned to give him the Illusion Song Talisman before the meal. But the plan was disrupted by the delicious food. She told Lin that this talisman is proof of becoming her direct disciple and it can protect him in critical moments. When Lin saw that she is not reacting anymore, then he takes a sigh of relief, thinking he must be overthinking. How could it be for 2 people to reincarnate in the same world? Lin receives the talisman and thanked Empress Liion for that. But before Lin could say anything more, Empress Liion told him that modern technology is not as powerful as her. She will show him when the opportunity arises. Hearing her, Lin was very shocked. Empress told Lin to rest well. There must be many things he wants to know, but she still needs to contemplate. After telling Lin that, she disappears from there. Well, Lin was still in shock after hearing Empress Liion talk about it. He starts to wonder if there's more to this story. He just hopes that it isn't what he is thinking.